Welcome to SoCal Prep Report. Obviously, we're not in studio today. This gentleman is not Tarek Fatal, although he's here. We're at the Grand Hotel. It's the luncheon, the championship luncheon for the Southern Section. And this gentleman, Carson Palmer, is the head coach at Santa Margarita. And they're in the D1 final against a very talented Centennial team. Coach Carson Palmer, congratulations on getting to the championship game.
Thank you. Excited to be here, and we can't wait for Friday.
It's always a long journey to get here. But at what point did you say, hey, I have a championship-type football team?
Well, I think we've felt that from the jump. I mean, we've been talking about, the way we prepare, the way we practice, the leadership we have. We have our best players are our hardest workers, and anytime that's the situation, you've got a shot. And at the beginning of the season, everybody feels like they got a shot. And as we went toe-to-toe with some of the best teams in the country and got a chance to really size ourselves up against those teams, we started to realize that the opportunity might be there at the end of the year, but we needed to go out and prove it. We needed to play well in critical games and at big moments in games, and we've been able to do that.
You have said that you're a defensive team first, but I watched against Olu in the semis, and your offense took control early. Do you feel now that the offense is nearly what the defense is?
Well, I think we have the best defense maybe in the country, and I think we've proved that we can play with anybody, we can stop anybody, because we played against the best. And offensively we've gotten better, and it's really important when you get to games in November and December to be getting better and playing your best football. And I think we've been improving every day in practice. We had a great Monday yesterday. Today's Tuesday. We need to stack another great one today. But I feel like we're playing our best football right now, and we're getting better and better. And this is a great challenge for us. Centennial's extremely well coached. Their kids are really tough. They've got great players everywhere. So this is a big challenge for us this week.
Last question for you. Obviously, you had a terrific NFL career, college career, but you were a star also at Santa Margarita. How satisfying is it for you, with your background, to bring this team, your alma mater, to the finals?
It's just a special school. It's where everything started for me, and my football career began. That's where my own kids go to school. Family, friends that their kids have come up through the school. So it's a really special school. It's got a special place in my heart, and to be able to be the head coach, it's a tremendous honor for me. And the honor really is in coaching the young men we have. We have like Samote next to me, and we've got incredible young men, guys that love the game, love the Lord, play with all their heart, and you can't ask for much more than that as a coach.
Congratulations on getting here. Let's take it over to Tarek.
Samote Katawanga, the big fella up front defensively for Santa Margarita. I got a real quick fun one, and that's a key word. Earlier in the year, I interviewed Coach. I said, hey, Coach, how much do you remind these guys to have a little fun? Coach Palmer goes, I really don't use that word that much, but look at you guys. Winning's fun, right? So you guys are in the D1 final. Talk about the coaching style Coach Palmer has.
He's a great coach. Honestly, just his aspect of winning. He's already been there, so one thing that he influences us is winning, and he's already been there, so it's easier. It's like he's just passing it down to us. So yeah.
We talk about the Santa Margarita defense all the time. How important is your position up front? Do you feel like you set the tone for that defense, and if so, how?
Yeah, I'll say the front seven. We set the tone of the defense. The D line. We got Manoa, Saya, Tonga, setting that tone up front. And then we got Dash, Lecky, Ivor again, and Devaya setting that tone.
Last one, you're going to play in the Rose Bowl. Okay, it's a big moment. What has been the mindset this year to make sure maybe the moment isn't too big? Is there anything you're focusing on to make sure that you only focus on football?
Like we said in team meetings, keep the main thing the main thing. So, yeah.
The main thing, Randy.
Should be a great D1 final, Santa Margarita and Centennial. Pretty good program out in Corona at Centennial. This gentleman has been there for 29 years as the head mentor, Mr. Matt Logan. Going to get a rematch with Santa Margarita, the only team to knock them off, and that was in overtime. Coach, congratulations on reaching the championship game. It's been a tremendous year for you, hasn't it?
Thank you. Yeah, really proud of the boys. They've really stepped up when we needed them.
Beating Mater Dei twice in the same season, that's the good news. The bad news, how do you forget that as a group? You got to move on from that and now try to win a championship.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one battle after another, and that's what it takes to win championships. So you got to be able to be mentally prepared and physically ready for the challenge. And we're working on that, and well, hopefully we will be.
What's made the difference this year? In recent years, you've come close, but this time you're here. What was the difference?
I think this team is special, and I know a lot of coaches throw that around, but I really believe that we've been through a lot of different things this year. You mentioned an overtime loss. It's kind of always good to kind of get that out of the way early, so now you're prepared for when that time comes. We've played from behind. We've been where it looks like we're going to possibly lose. We've had things happen, off field, different things to different kids that affects things, and they just keep persevering. They don't give up hope. They don't waver. They're the same as they are in the first quarter, they as the fourth quarter, regardless of what the score is and who we're playing. And that's what I think makes it special. Also, just a really good bond between the kids and just the way the team is really melded together. We started the year, at least on offense, with one guy that played varsity football for us the previous year with a lot of experience, and that's it. And it's come a long way.
One final question. When I was young, John Wooden announced he was going to retire, and his team won the national title. Earlier this year, Clayton Kershaw announced he's going to retire right before the playoffs. The Los Angeles Dodgers win the world title. Now, you're at a stage, nearly 30 years in. If you knock off Santa Margarita, then beat De La Salle, arguably the greatest school for football in the history of prep football, wouldn't that be the best way to retire?
Well, if that's what it takes for us to win, then I'll announce it right now that I am retiring, and it's guaranteed to win that. But I plan on sticking around for a few more years at least. But that's great. We'll take care of it either way.
I just wanted to throw a curve. Congratulations on a great year. Tark, I know you got the quarterback.
Quarterback Dominic Catalano here with me, and I got to start with the bloodline, right? Your older brother, a coach, Anthony Catalano, he knocked off Mater Dei when he was a quarterback at Centennial, but you've done it twice, okay? There's got to be a little bragging rights there. Talk about what it's been like since you beat Mater Dei for the second time in the Catalano house.
Definitely just like a lot of trash talk with my older brother and everything. And I think the main thing, honestly, is just like my phone is blowing up. Like I've had 300 notifications on just text messages, everything like that. So definitely just trying to get back to all like my family members, everything like that. So, but yeah, just a lot of trash talk, and obviously with my sister as well, because she's knocked them off a couple times. So a lot of trash talk.
The Catalanos, the Dragon Slayers per se. I got to ask, listen, all that praise, right, and celebration to beat Mater Dei, but man, you got to get even keel. The season's not over. I said it earlier in the year, you don't want it to be the pinnacle of your year. The pinnacle of the year could potentially be at the Rose Bowl on Friday. Talk about trying to settle back in and focus on what's important.
Definitely. I think a big focus with our guys was that, we obviously knocked off Mater Dei and we won some big games, but it's not the end of our season, and we have 2 more games to play, you know what I mean? Our goal is obviously to get through Santa Margarita Friday with a win, and then obviously in 2 weeks come back and knock off De La Salle. So that would also be some more bragging rights for me, so that would be awesome. So.
Last one. I think if you had a magic wand before the season started and we spoke, could you imagine that the season went like this?
Yeah, I think one big thing about this group is just how well we mesh together. We play as one big family, as I keep saying. And, we might not have the guys with all the stars and everything like that, like examples like Ty Polinsky, but everyone comes every single day and works their butts off as hard as they can every single day of the week. And I think that that's just a big testimony to this team and all of our success.
That D1 final's going to be fun, Randy.
You really will. I thought we had breaking news. I thought the man was going to retire for the moment. Over 300 wins this year, too. What a year for this guy, Matt Logan. Will they win the championship? We will find out. It'll be a great game against Santa Margarita. In Oxnard, they're literally over the moon about their football team. Mike Boone, the head coach, 13 years of excellence, a couple CIF championships, lower division, now into D3, and Pacifica will face a very good Palos Verdes team. Coach, I know you know about Palos Verdes, and you're up against a very difficult opponent in the final.
Yeah, absolutely. They're really good, really well-coached team. They won the championship last year, obviously, so they're returning. Same thing there. This is new to Division III, is new to them as well. But yeah, scouted them out, really well-coached, play really hard, have a lot of big-time players. So we're excited for the challenge, and I'm excited for it. I love coaching football this time of year.
Ventura County. We don't hear a lot about football from Ventura County.
You should.
Go brag. Tell the public right now, how good is the football in that neck of the woods?
We play really good football. I mean, I think we've proven that as a public school in that area that we play good. But of course, we have the private schools that play really well. I think we're represented by 4 different teams here in the luncheon. Ventura, Grace Brethren, and Santa Paula are both playing each other actually in Division 12, I think. And then last year, I think we had 4 as well. I'm not sure, but we're represented here every year, and we play really good football up there. And I think you know, there's a reason why a lot of teams outside of Ventura County won't play teams like us. So again, you're in for a challenge if you play us. Not saying we're going to win every single time, but we're definitely play anywhere, anybody, and we're excited for what's going to happen on Friday.
Last question for you. Tark and I do these top performances each week, and we have a big board that we show. And this guy, Taylor Lee, was on this board 4 or 5 times, this quarterback that plays for you. Tell us about this junior.
Yeah, actually, Taylor's having a phenomenal year, and it's a really cool story in that a lot of times at the quarterback position, you don't necessarily wait your turn, you know. But he's part of our family. His dad's one of our coaches, and he knew the keys were going to be his at some point, and if he continued to develop and grow, which he did. But he waited his turn. He came in. We had Dom Duran, who was a really good quarterback. He still got his opportunities and did well with those opportunities. But now that he's the guy, he's just kind of lit it up and taken over the offense, and we've been rolling ever since. So super proud of him and how he's developed, and both physically and mentally as well, and really got the offense clicking, so for sure.
You always need a safety, that last line of defense. We have a safety with our Tark Fatal.
Juju Hernandez with me from Pacifica, a senior. Now, look, we talked about Palos Verdes a little bit. They got a pretty good quarterback, but as a defensive back, you might take it a little personal to make sure that quarterback doesn't get off in the CIF final. Talk about when you see a quarterback and one that's highly touted, how personal do you take it to make sure he doesn't get off on that night?
I think I take it very personal. As a defense, we take it personal. I mean, Moon always emphasizes the violence, get to the ball, 11 hats to the ball, read the QB. He gets very frustrated if you're not reading those guys at the QB. So
That's good.
yeah.
Look, to me, I look at the path, Oak Hills, Bishop Amat. Those teams are generally known for being almost kind of like Big Ten football, physical power. You look at the scores you've had this year, a lot of high scoring, passing, Taylor Lee, but you guys play physical football too. Talk about the physicality and the mentality of this football team.
I mean, like I said, Moon just emphasizes it every day at practice. 11 hats to the ball, get to the ball. I mean, as a defense, I mean, I get the calls, I give it to them. We just talk it up. I mean, it's just a family right there on defense. So.
And lastly, the approach throughout the year, has this been a goal all year long, or are you a game at a time approach? Or do you, week 0, you guys were saying we're going for a CIF championship. What kind of approach was that this year for Pacifica?
Of course, it's always been that, but it's always been want to know, get better every day. Don't focus too much ahead. Like, yeah, we want to get to state, but we got to beat this team, and then we got to beat the next team, and then we'll end up there at some point. So after we lost state last year, and it was definitely to get back there and actually win it.
Randy, there's a lot of players, 2 good coaches too, Guy Gardner and Mike Moon in this one.
I like the Tritons. They're undefeated, but it's going to be a test. Great quarterback matchup. We talked about his guy, right, Lee? Ryan Rakowski's not bad for Palos Verdes. Should be a wonderful Division III championship game. We just heard from the guys from Pacifica, and they have a very formidable opponent in Palos Verdes, a state champion from a year ago. This gentleman, Guy Gardner's been there a while at Palos Verdes. He's won 3 CIF titles as well. Coach, congratulations on reaching the championship game.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Last time I saw you, you easily handled Lawndale. We did the game on LA 36. And after the game, you were speaking to your team. A teachable moment. One, do you do that often? And what do you say to a team after a game like that you won easily?
Yeah, it's a thing we usually get together afterwards and talk about how the game went, and then make sure that we understand that everybody had a part of it. Everybody on that team had a part of it. You know, it may have been part on that game night, but it was definitely a part Monday through Thursday. And then anything else that's, you know, at the moment. But we definitely try to just bring us all together and understand this is fully a team effort.
The young man, you're right, and Tark's going to interview him momentarily, Ryan Rakowski, seems to be the face of the program, at least for right now. What do you say about your QB?
I think he's really good. So, yeah, heck of a competitor. I always say that. And just, yeah, he's the heart and soul of a lot of what we do. So yeah, all those things right on.
The fact that you throw the ball so well, will that help you against Pacifica? Because Taylor Lee, their quarterback, like Orion, has great numbers.
If you're talking about me, I haven't thrown the ball in 4 years.
But you look good.
My shoulder's a little messed up. But, yeah, we have to try to, I mean, obviously Pacifica, great team. So we have to try to find a balance somewhere in there. And it's hard to find, when you're looking at their defense. So that'll be the challenge for us, is try to establish a balance, both, throwing and running. But going to have to earn everything, against them, that's for sure.
You can see why everybody loves Guy Gardner.
He's a great guy.
He took over the show.
Listen, I have a remember when moment. I came out, you were a freshman. Edison was in town, afternoon game, and Edison had a pretty good team, and you guys knocked them off. You were only a freshman. I remember interviewing you after that game and asking you how being a leader as a freshman under center and what that was like. You're a junior now. What kind of leadership skills have you developed in those basically 3 years of varsity starting?
Yeah, I mean, I think as a freshman, you're not as vocal. You're kind of leaning on the seniors that were in that class. That was a great senior class. So, I mean, kind of leaning on those guys and obviously try to lead by example as much as you can. So, and I think now that I'm a junior, just kind of, I think we have a lot of good leadership on the team. It starts with Coach Gardner. And I think just kind of being more vocal, kind of helping the team any way that I can, helping so we help each other a lot on and off the field, the group of guys that we have. So I think we're a really kind of tight group of guys that kind of just depend on each other.
At what point during this year did you feel like, wait a minute, this might be special? Because listen, winning a CIF section title is a special thing, and it's not easy to get to the game, let alone win it. At what point during this year did you feel like, wait a minute, we might be onto something here?
I mean, I think we kind of hit our stride after we played Englewood. I think that was a turning point for our team. I feel like that was one of our better games that we played this year as a unit. So, and obviously they're a really good team there also in D3. So, beating a team like that and then just kind of carrying it on for the rest of the season, and I think that was definitely the turning point of the season.
Last one, for those that don't know, explain your game. They're coming out to watch PV, and they got this good quarterback, Ryan Rakowski. What are they going to see out there?
I mean, I don't really think it's just about me. It's about the team. But, I think as an offensive unit, we're really physical and kind of just dynamic, I would say. I think we could hurt teams in a few different ways. So, obviously, we have a really good line led by Andrew Condello, our center. And then receivers, Morley Boyd, Jalen Flowers, Cameron Hughes. We have a lot of guys, and then running backs, Dom Hernando, Andrew Beef, Christian Reese. So we have a lot of guys, and I'm confident in everyone on our offense, and especially our defense, too.
Sounds like a leader just reeled off the roster. That's a quarterback for you, Randy.
He's got to get everybody involved.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
With that quarterback matchup, the D3 final, Pacifica against Palos Verdes, should have a lot of fireworks. It'll be a lot of fun. Rio Hondo Prep, 13-0. D5 final against Redondo Union. Now this gentleman to my right, Mark Carson, all he does is win titles. And here's how he does it. He wins championships in the D9, then he goes to D7. Now you got D5. I would think in a couple of years, D3 next season and D1 after that. Is that the schedule?
I'm not sure about that. We're just happy to be where we are. D5 final against a very good Redondo Union team.
What has been the trademark of your football team this year?
Hard-nosed defense and a great running game featuring our offensive line led by this guy right here, a 3-year starter on the offensive line and defensive line, Elijah Gavia.
I have seen Redondo Union.
Yeah.
Quarterback liner, can throw the football. They got a guy by the name of Bo Osmus, tremendous two-way player.
Yeah.
How do you knock him off?
Man, liner can sling it all over the field, like you said. Osmus, probably the best player we've seen on film all season. He's a tremendous two-way talent, and they get him the ball in multiple ways. Going to be difficult to stop, if I'm being honest. We're going to do the best we can to slow them down and try to attack them with our offense, and hopefully, end of the night, we have one more point than them. That's the goal.
And he doesn't have a lot of kids. I often have kidded that Tark has a bigger family than you have players on your team. So let's go over to Tark.
There's only 4 of us. I got 2 kids, but there is 82 boys in this program, or actually in the school, if I'm not mistaken. Elijah Gavia with me, two-way lineman. Elijah, what's the identity of this team?
It's just punch mouth football, man. It's just hit every play, drive your guy back.
Listen, you're one of the biggest storylines regionally, not just in your community, not sectionally, regionally. Rio Hondo Prep continues to knock off big, bad enrollment public schools. You got another one in the final. You take a little pride in knocking off the big publics. It's okay to talk about it.
Yeah, sometimes, man, it's just, it's all of it's a blessing. It's amazing.
That's a great answer. Listen, I know you don't want to be boastful. I'm sure it feels good to knock off the public schools. I'll say it for you. But how much of that do you kind of almost have to put in the background? As fun as it might be, you got to focus on the game. And so how has preparation been this week to just focus on the task at hand?
We had a morning practice before this thing, so we've had to put a lot of hours into film, extra nights, staying up late, just putting hours in film and watching them.
It's going to be a great one. Division 5, I think it's going to be a toss-up, but more than anything, it's a great story.
Really is a great story and a terrific matchup. Redondo Union and Rio Hondo Prep. They're just prepping for their 5th D5 title. Next year 3, following year D1. Great game on this weekend. All right, we've heard from some of the coaches and players here at the luncheon at the CIF Southern Section, but the city section has had great tournaments as well. And let's start with the highest division in the city. It's the Open. Let's look back at the semifinals. And it was Carson doing very well against Garfield. They stopped the Garfield running game. Fields, the quarterback, had another big day. The Colts are the top seed. They move on to the championship game.
Listen, I think there's parity at the Southern Section level, and that's been really fun. And, hey, how about a little parity in the City Section, too? I think we expected there to be a clash between Carson and Birmingham in the Open final. Look, Carson got there, but no Birmingham. I think we'll get to that in a second.
We're getting to it right now, and I'm not surprised because I've been on the bandwagon for Crenshaw all season long, getting by the Patriots, snapping their 55-game winning streak against L.A. City competition. The man there is DeAndre Kirkpatrick. He's all over the field, both offensively and defensively.
That's who I keep hearing about. These Crenshaw Cougars, led by DeAndre Kirkpatrick, seems to be the catalyst for these victories. And to knock off Birmingham, let me tell you something. There's a pedigree that you have to beat too, not just on the field, but the pedigree of their championship wins and the 55-game winning streak. So to me, if you can knock off Birmingham, you can certainly knock off Carson.
The other thing that strikes me is the fact that Carson comes in from the Marine League, and Crenshaw already blasted San Pedro from that same Marine League. In fact, they beat him 30-0 on the way to the finals. It's the Shaw and the Colts. Who do you like?
Yeah, the game's going to be at Southwest College at 6 o'clock on Saturday, and I tell you what, they're probably, if there was gambling, they'd be an underdog, but I think I'm going to go Crenshaw. I think something about being able to knock off Birmingham tells me they have the confidence and the horses to beat Carson. We'll see.
Another one of those picket games. I'm not making a prediction on that one. All right, let's go to D1. Marquez surprises top-ranked Venice 16-7. The name to know is Elijah Staples. He has like 24 touchdowns on offense for Marquez, and he's terrific on D as well.
Yeah, he's one of probably the city section's best athletes. I know he's being recruited by like Power 4 conferences. That's how good this kid is. And how he ended up Marquez, I don't know. Maybe a story for another day. But nevertheless, they are in a city final, and that's going to be, I think at that level, it's hard to beat a guy that can dominate a game like that.
Southgate can dominate as well. They knocked off a very good Dorsey team to get to the championship game. There's the score, 28-20, very competitive game. Gonzalez, the quarterback at Southgate, is very, very solid. So that sets up the championship game. Marquez and Southgate, that is also Saturday. Who do you like in that one?
Yeah, I think I got to go. Man, I tell you what, this Southgate program, they don't really like me very much. I tell you, right, because, there's an element of last year. Remember, they were played against Chatsworth in a city final and in a wonky way. They ended up losing, though they shouldn't have. So they're back in the city final, and that's a kudos to that program. However, can they stop Elijah Staples? I think he is the one factor that can't be stopped. I think I like Marquez in it.
It's close to Christmas. The two-star wide receivers for Southgate are Nick and Nick. St. Nicholas, maybe?
Okay.
Nick Quintanilla, and Nick on the other side is outstanding as well. They got two Nicks and I like them both. So I think since it's St. Nick, I got to go with Southgate. Who's that other?
Man, so you picked
his name.
so
I
you
gotta
picked the
remember his name.
D1 game, but you wouldn't pick the Open game?
It was Nick Fonseca. That's the other Nick. Yeah, because I like Southgate. And I like the two Nicks.
Okay.
All right, in the D2 game, we have San Fernando and Cleveland, two of the great teams in the San Fernando Valley.
Right. When you talk about the San Fernando Tigers, you certainly are talking about tradition. I mean, the players back in, I want to say, 60s, 70s, Anthony Davis and those guys. Not quite the program they used to be back then, but certainly a feather in your cap to get to a city final, albeit Division II. And then Cleveland from the West Valley League, there's nothing they haven't seen before. So if I had to make a pick, I'd lean Cleveland.
I agree with you on that one, but these are the two top seeds. Should be a terrific game. All right, let's move ahead to the Southern section. First game we want to start with, I guess, is the big one, right? We'll get to the semis first. This is how they got there. Centennial over Modern Day. Tremendous game and a tremendous drive. Talked to Ty Plinsky, the wide receiver of Centennial, earlier in the week. He said the huddle was calm as can be coming down the field when they were down 27-21. And they scored that late touchdown to win it.
Not surprising. When you've already beaten a team, despite what the score is, you're going to be calm, right? You've done it before. There's no panic. And we talked to Anthony Catalano today, Dominic Catalano, the little brother who's now the quarterback at Centennial, and just so much confidence, exudes confidence. And let me tell you, if you're a teammate, a lineman, a wide receiver, and you're in that huddle, and your quarterback, who is the leader, is calm, cool, and confident, you have a better chance of success.
And they're going to take on Santa Margarita. This was not a very good game. Santa Margarita jumped to a 21-0 lead in the first few minutes. It was over right after kickoff.
Yeah, listen, Carson Palmer had, let's not forget, after Sierra Canyon was shocked that Orange Lutheran knocked off St. John Bosco. So the element of surprise for the Lancers was no longer there. Eagles jumped all over them, as you said. Great win, maybe one of the biggest upsets the section's ever seen for Rod Sherman and the Orange Lutheran Lancers. But their season came to an end. Carson Palmer and Santa Margarita took care of business.
All right, the one loss for Centennial was an overtime to Santa Margarita, 33-27. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm leaning Centennial in this. Just, something about Matt Logan, his 10 CIF titles. He's been there before. He wasn't coaching the game when they lost to Santa Margarita. And so I think there's an element there. Him in that game, maybe they win that game, maybe they're unbeaten. Doesn't matter. He actually talked about today how he actually liked that they lost early, kind of got it out of the way. Give me the Huskies.
We disagree. I like defense. Defense wins championships. I'm going Santa Margarita. I think they've peaked, and I think they're really, really good. All right, in D2, San Clemente, speaking of peaking, this is a decent losing-er team. I mean, they won a lot of games, and San Clemente ran them off the field.
Talked to Jaime Ortiz today. His team is ready to go. Now they are going to have to face another opponent they've played earlier this year and beat. So generally, you don't want to face another team you've already seen. There's a little bit of revenge factor there for Los Alamitos.
Yeah, that Los Alamitos team can really score. Nice win over Murrieta Valley. Like this Los Alamitos team, a lot of talented players. Everybody talks about Ibarra. He's all over the field. But he's not the only one. They have some other terrific performers. I love Tillis, the running back. He's outstanding. And they have a tight end by the name of Hoffland, who's on his way to Boise State. He is sensational. So I kind of like Los Alamitos in the game.
Yeah, I picked Los Alamitos. I think some revenge. I think there's a added element to this game compared to the first game they played earlier in the year. Give me the Griffins.
All right, we had these two coaches on who won the semifinal games. First one was Pacific Oxnard over Chino Hills, 42-24. Are you surprised how many points that the Tritons put on the board?
No, because Pacifica is known for scoring points. What I'm surprised at is the physical teams that they've beaten in the playoffs, which means they can air it out and they can play a little rumble-tumble, too. I like that versatility from the Tritons.
We're going to play Palos Verdes, which is not an easy assignment. This is a football team that is another one, we seem to say this repeatedly, that is peaking right now. They are outstanding. They're well coached. Rakowski's a great quarterback. I know on the other side, Taylor's good as well, Taylor Lee. But I like Palos Verdes in this game.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mike Moon and Pacifica of Oxnard. I think we're on opposite sides on that one. Could be a total toss-up. Two coaches I really, really like, Guy Gardner and Mike Moon. I mean, good dudes. But something about Mike Moon and his kind of wanting to represent Ventura County, I think gives them a little bit of an edge. I think he really, really wants this one. Not that Guy Gardner doesn't, but I think there's an element of that.
It's like point, counterpoint. We're doing difference all the way through this show. We usually have a point, counterpoint, but Today we're just disagreeing on the games. Here is D5, Redondo Union over Loyola. Not a great surprise. Redondo Union big and strong.
Yeah, big line up front, and something that the Rio Hondo Prep's going to have to worry about.
All right, we move on, and they will play Rio Hondo Prep. Who do you like in this one?
Yeah, it's funny. I hate to pick against Rio Hondo Prep, so I'm going to go with RHP and Coach Mark Carson. I think it's going to be a tall task. I think they're probably the underdog in this game, but give me the Cares.
Give me Redondo Union. Then in D8, Beckman and Brea Olinda. We all love Beckman at LA 36. They've been on our air. Gotta go with Beckman.
I agree. I think Beckman's going to win the CIF title.
We thank everybody here from the CIF Southern Section. Great hospitality at the Grand in Long Beach. We had a lot of fun, Tark. That's going to wrap up the show. Hope you enjoyed it. Now, go out, enjoy all of the championships in the city and the Southern Section this Friday and Saturday. It will be fun. We'll see you next week right here on SoCal Prep Report. He's throwing paper even on a remote show? Still got the strong arm, but he's doing it remotely. I thought he only did that in studio.
You're watching LA 36.
Dr. David Hanscom is known worldwide for his skills as a back surgeon. So why would he want to put himself out of business? Welcome, I'm Barry Kibrick, and the answer is